Hi guys, it's Maaike. Today I'm back with a do-it-yourself video. I'm making shimmer paste and I make also 3 cards. This is one of them, and yeah, I don't know if you can see it in the photos, but in the video I will show you how it really glistens and shimmers, and it's so beautiful. And it's really simple to make, because what you actually all you need is a stencil and range embossing paste. And here, this is my first one. Can you see how it just sparkles? Kind of. I mean, there's no glitter, but it shimmers. And it, yeah, this one has more area where the paste is applied, so it went a little bit weird. It depends on what cardstock you use, because later I switched to a thicker cardstock and it was actually fine. And this is also quite thick white paper, so I'm using this transparent gloss from Ranger, and then stencils that you like. I thought I'd make ornaments at first, but I abandoned that idea, so you will see why they did. And well, all you need then is some pretty colors. I have Ranger Perfect Pearls, and I have Shine powder that is from Kipper's Hobby. But any you have will do. I mean, I know there's many brands. And here I'm just trying to choose which colors I would like for my baubles or ornaments. And one was open. These containers really confuse me, because sometimes the print is on the lid and sometimes it's on the bottom, so I kind of open them the wrong way sometimes. So I went for pewter. I like brush pewter in the distress spray stain. So, and then you need a palette knife and some mixing plate thingy. I use this old packaging. And this is just a paper stencil. I had it from another project, and I just die cut circles out of this paper, but you can use a proper stencil, of course. Sorry, I wash my hair and it's going everywhere when I leave it loose. So to apply it, I either use this little small scoop. See, that's the wrong way. And well, yeah, I'll fix that later. But yeah, you just scoop a little bit. There's no really a measurement I can tell you. I just did it by eye, and if I thought it was too much, I just add a bit more embossing paste, and if I thought there was too little color, I just add a bit more powder. But you really don't need a lot, so I would suggest to just mix small amounts. And here I used too much pigment powder, so it was a bit dry, and I added a bit more. I mean, you can adjust. And I'm sure you all have your Perfect Pearls hiding in the cupboard. I bought mine mostly secondhand from these sites, so I have doubles because I buy, you know, their whole collection, I would say. But I don't mind. I wasn't sure this would work actually, but last year I made glitter paste with distress re-inkers and glitter, and that worked fine, so I thought I'll give this a try, and it did. See, and you can even mix colors if you think that pewter is a bit too dark or too grey. I thought it might look like a vintage bauble or ornament. But I used the same paper as I used for the stars, and it buckled, you know, and I let it flatten under weight all night, and it went fine. But when I came back to it this morning, I didn't like it at all. So I see it went underneath the stencil. That happens, and then try to clean it up, but you still see it, of course. See how the paper is already all wavy. And this card I'm making it for the Less is More challenge, which is a 1 layer card with stars. This is the next day, and you can see it did dry up kind of fine, but this is sticky paper and it looks better. And there's all kind of blue tones I had left over from making the star base. So, you know, just experiment with the paper that you have, because it might be fine if you use thicker paper. And then there's where I thought I'll just draw some lines with my white Sharpie or silver pen. But then I thought I'll die cut them with foam and make them dimensional. Because of the seepage, I didn't like that either. So that what I use is fast grab tacky glue, but any glue that you have, of course, will work. So I'm putting weights on it and then let it dry until this morning, and they did flatten out quite well, but now they look like planets to me. And I also made one on white, because Perfect Pills usually shows up better on black, but it really looked very pretty on the white as well. And yeah, I'm still trying to use these, but this is how I intended them to be, really a cast card. And well, I might come back to them, but for now I ditched that. And this is the Tim Holtz stencil Holiday Knit, I think it's called. It's older, and it's very intricate, so you get lots of seepage. But I don't really mind, actually. So because the stencil is really narrow, I'm just trying to make a mat for my card. And I will mount it with foam tape and a top folding card if I can find one. See how shiny it is. I mean, it even catches the light lying flat. I love it. And here I have really white foam tape, and I bought this off AliExpress because it was 2 inches wide, and it's really sticky, and it messes up my scissors immediately, as you can see. So I try to tear it. That works better. But I bought it because it's 2 inches, and I thought I would, you know, cover your card really quickly. But yeah, I'm not sure I will buy it again. You live and learn. You know, you have to test stuff before you can ditch them. And I wanted to use the Marian Bride, but I thought that was way too bulky for this card. So I went to look for another one, and I found this Dutch one. So I have no idea how old it is, because I got this second hand. But any sentiment that you have that you like, you know, it's not really about what I use. It's more about what I make. Does that make sense? Anyway, this is the old bit of paper where I did the bubbles. And I figured I can use it for the sentiment. And because it's a very small stamp or very detailed, I use superfine silver from Paper Mania, and then I heat set it. So to make it narrower, I should have cut off the top, because then when it's so short it's really difficult to position it, but I didn't think about it. I also wanted it the same size as my panel. I thought if I stick it down, I can then cut it off. But I went wrong. I couldn't cut straight with my small scissors, and the big one was all gunked up, of course. So I made it into a pointy banner in the end, just, you know, to save my project. And it's yeah. So I just went on a slant here. Don't tell anyone. It's a decorative edge. It's not a mistake. And even here, yeah. I mean, I could have cut it before I positioned it on the card, but I wanted it the same size, so I thought that would be the smarter way to do it. But I'm not sure it was. So that's card 1, and card 2 and 3 are kind of the same, except I started with this, and then I realized this wasn't a one layer anymore because I cut the panel instead of a card base. I'm using the same sentiment for this one because I like it nice and dainty, and also it's in one line, which I prefer usually with sentiments. I don't like it when they're stacked unless they're really big. Also the same embossing powder, it's still super fine silver. And for the blue one, this is the one I'm entering into the Less is More challenge from 2 weeks ago. I feel my head, people. So, this is the Marion Bride from a Simon's stamp, also a very old stamp set I got secondhand. But again, any you have will do. So just what remains is to heat set it, and then the cards are done. I don't know if you can see it move. I like it when it changes. Okay, so here's a look at all the cards I made. Well, I like them all, so let me know which one is your favorite. And I would like to thank you for watching, and I will see you again Tuesday. Bye!